What's up, y'all? You got Danny here, and we have come to a close on the whole Road to Total Slaughter 4-part season series. As far as episode 3, super disappointed in episode 3. Verb choked, T choked. And then they get to the cipher that they did in the crib and they're getting shit out flawlessly. So that really bugged me. It irked me, especially considering the fact that T and Verb ain't known for stumbling and choking. So if you feel yourself starting to choke, you should have some backup bars that you can use to help you catch yourself later on. And then if you can catch your flow back, get back into that shit. But it is what it is. That episode overall was whack, which is probably why I didn't like sum it up as soon as it came out. And also the battles in that episode were pretty clear cut. There was really nothing to break down and shit like that. This format, I definitely gotta say before I kind of get into episode 4, this format is meant for a guy like T-Rex. Like, I could see why T-Rex is flourishing in this. He can get those haymakers off quickly, you know, just shoot. He can get the haymakers off, which I think is dope. I think DNA would do great in this format. Yeah, I think JC would do great in this format. I think that yeah, there are a lot of guys that I think would do really dope with the 90-minute 1-round format, and I'm hoping that they take that into consideration next year or whenever they decide to do this again, to get guys that are more suited to this particular style. I highly doubt that once they actually do the Total Slaughter event that we're going to be looking at battles that are only 1 round. Like, come on now, they're going to be 3 rounds. So this really is just, I don't know, just a sliver of what it is we can expect from these guys going in. But anyway, to get into episode 4, I gotta say that I'm not exactly shocked that it ended up being Daylight and T-Rex, considering I feel like coming into this, Daylight was sort of the wild card and everything. And I noticed that this season that it really wasn't about who was better and shit like that. It really came down to who said their shit with the least amount of chokes. And 2 people throughout this series that did not choke was both Daylight and T-Rex. So good for them that they won it. We really don't need to get into the battles too crazy. A big part of the reason why I'm not such a huge fan of the freestyle is what happened with Disaster during his battle with Daylight. It took him a while to cook, and just like Joe Budden said when he was scoring it, it was literally halfway through the round before he really started getting to work. And I honestly feel like a good combination of writtens and freestyles would have tipped the scales in his favor, because once he got to the end, his bars were crazy. As far as T-Rex and Big T, again, another person who takes too long to cook up. I feel like the pacing for him was super slow, and I'm actually used to him being way more aggressive than that. So the fact that he was slow with his pacing and his cadence kind of irked me. And another thing is, everybody that he had faced up until that point had allowed him to go first. So don't you think it would have made more sense to shift the momentum by making him go second? I don't know, that's just how I feel. You saw what it was like for him to get hit first. I mean, for him to get his shit off first. Changing the whole dynamic would have possibly given you the opportunity to switch momentum to where he may or may not have been as aggressive as he was. But overall though, I gotta say, whether I am a fan of T-Rex or not, he didn't choke this whole series, and for that he got himself a co-headlining spot at Total Slaughter and Daylight 2. It's going to be really interesting to see their battle when it happens. I'm hoping that T-Rex writes for him and doesn't go the whole predictable name flip route in some of the rounds. I also just want to see Daylight do something different. A gimmick is something that I'm expecting, you know. I feel like Disaster and Daylight having their little spat was Daylight's way of getting Disaster on that card. So it'll be interesting once they, you know, do the event, if we see Disaster on the card battling somebody. All that shit about Disaster not having shit and I ain't got no money, I ain't got no car, I don't believe none of that shit, bruh. Yeah, I don't believe you. You need more people So yeah, as much battling as this nigga does, I highly doubt you have nothing, bruh. Nobody in their right fucking mind would be doing battle rap. In 2014, mind you, you know, this, I'm not talking about in the past, I'm saying nowadays, it's all about the checks. So I highly doubt that he's struggling, just saying. And if that's the case, go get you a real job, bruh, just saying. And I know ghostwriting pays well, and he's got the writtens, and just like at the beginning of episode 4, bro has a voice on him. So if this whole battle shit don't work out, bro, you could always sing, you know. But overall though, both episodes were interesting enough. They had their moments. I'm just hyped to see what kind of adjustments and tweaks they're gonna make to make season 2 that much doper and that much better. And as far as the judges panel that was selected to judge Total Slaughter, D-Wrek, Poison Pen, and Kid Capri, I might have my bias, but I honestly feel like D-Wrek is probably the only person of the bunch who's gonna be unbiased outside of, you know what I'm saying, knowing his shit as far as battle rap goes. Like, the dude is like an encyclopedia of bars. So having somebody like him on the panel is great. Poison Pen, I fuck with Poison Pen. Obviously his clout in battle rap is certified, there's no denying that. But Poison Pen and them damn reactions, I feel like there may be, you know, the possibility for bias out of him. I'm not saying that he's incapable of being unbiased, but we know that Poison has his preferences. As for Kid Capri, I really didn't understand that pick, but it is what it is. I feel like Organic would have been a better pick, but you know, I'm not the decision maker for Total Slaughter, but I really feel like, yeah, Organic would have been a much better pick, or Smack even. Like, my God, the majority of the people that are on Total Slaughter are known because of Smack, because of URL. So that would have been dope to have him or somebody represent him on behalf of the Smack organization. So yeah, those are pretty much my 2 cents and a recap of episode 3 and episode 4 of Total Slaughter. Let me know what you thought of the episodes down in the comment section below. As always, like this video, you know, and give it a thumbs up if you felt it, thumbs it down if you didn't. I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.